Well, good morning, grand rising, everyone. Thank you for joining us, both in-house, in person, and online. Again, I want to offer my personal apologies. With the first workshop, you know how it is. You have to get some glitches out of the way, and that's what we were doing. So I do appreciate and very grateful for your patience. Welcome to the NOFA Mass Winter Conference. How's everyone feeling? Good. How's everyone feeling out there in our viewing audience? You can take yourself off of mute very quickly just to give us a shout out.
Feeling great.
All right, all right. Thank you all so much. So my name is Sister Anna Muhammad. I'm the Food Access Director for NOFA Mass. I'm based in Springfield, Massachusetts. I have the honor of introducing our first workshop today, and prayerfully you will enjoy it and get something from it. We have a great presenter today. I'm just going to go over a few opening remarks and we'll turn it over. So just to let you know, we are presenting this conference on land that was inhabited by the Nipmuc people prior to European colonization, where myself and Mark, one of our fantastic youth leaders, are located in Springfield as the land of the Pecumtuck people. If you want to learn more about the land that you are living on, stewarding, if you want to honor those people, please visit the website. You see it here on the screen. I'll be placing that in the chat during our presentation. Racial equity in the food system is something that NOFA Mass is working towards and working on very diligently. We recognize that our agricultural system is built on stolen land and the forced labor and exploitation of stolen Black, Indigenous, and other people of color, BIPOC. Our conference aims to help to address this harm and bring equity to the food system. And we invite you to participate in two of our caucus sessions that are happening in person here at Worcester State University today. The first one that you see on the screen will be from 1 to 2 p.m. That will be in Sheenan Hall, the multi-purpose room. That's the BIPOC caucus. And then the White Ally caucus will take place also in Sheenan Hall in the dining room. So we invite you to go to the caucus that you identify with. Also, we try and work hard to center racial equity in our work. We also ask that our conference participants do the same in their communities. I'm not going to go through all of the organizations that you see there, but if you see a few, if you know a few in your community, be a good partner, good ally, reach out and see what resources you can offer. So we want to thank our sponsors who helped to put on our conferences. You see on the screen now our partner level sponsors. Some of them will be here in person where you registered. Please stop by, see what they have, show them a little love. And now you see our supporter level sponsors. Again, many of them are in the vending areas. Stop by and take a look and give them, you know, any attention, get information from them. We're very grateful to their support and their constant support of NOFA. So without any further ado, we'd like to introduce our presenters today. We're so honored to have them. They are coming live. They're not here in the building with us, but they're here in the building with us in spirit. So we're very excited to have them. So we are joined today by Montclair Community Farms Farm Director Lana Mustafa and her team. Montclair Community Farms is a grassroots urban farming project that focuses on affordable food access and environmental education. During the height of the pandemic, Montclair Community Farms received a 3-year USDA Farmers Market Promotion Program, kudos, grant to support the organic grain movement in New Jersey. Today, we'll learn about how one small but mighty, and I say mighty, organization is creating change within our food system with the help of young people. So without any further delay, I bring to you now live, and where are you now, Lana?
Well, I'm in Puerto Rico, but the rest of my crew is actually in New Jersey.
All right, so live from Puerto Rico and New Jersey, Lana Mustafa, I turn it over to you.
Awesome. Bridget, go ahead and let's start that screen share. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining our session on empowering youth in our food system. We are Montclair Community Farms, and we are happy to share some of the work that we've done this summer and continue to do here in New Jersey and across Essex County. We hope that from today's presentation, you will walk away feeling inspired, empowered, and come up with your amazing questions to ask our key staff here and implement some of these great ideas in your community.
Hello, everyone. My name is Bridget, and I'm an AmeriCorps member serving here at Montclair Community Farms this year. I will go over the agenda for our presentation. So first, we'll start off with our coalition. Next, we're going to meet the MCF team. We're going to go over our mission statement, our multiple sites, and our impact this year. We're going to go over all of our youth programs, our greenhouse to garden, empowering youth entrepreneurs, and what we've learned this year. And then we'll go over some questions.
Bridget, are you changing slides, or are we still on slide one?
See that I changed the third slide?
No, actually mine is lagging. I only see Montclair Community Farms. Okay.
I'm on slide 3 for planting wisdoms, and then we'll hear from Rajan.
Perfect. I'll follow along on Canva.
Okay.
It's presenting to me in slide 1 too, though.
Yep, but I could still do it.
Hold on, Rajan. Let's figure this out. Bridget, are you doing a screen share? Yes. You're on mute, Bridge.
I'm on slide 2 now. Can everyone see that?
Nope.
Not yet.
So on slide 1.
It still says slide 1.
How about now?
Not yet.
Nope.
There it is. We got it.
Oh, okay.
How about now?
Still on slide 1. Bridget, if it jams up like this, let's just keep it in this mode. I think sometimes when it goes into presentation mode, it lags a bit.
Okay, no problem.
But this is still visual.
Okay, so I just went over our second slide, our presentation outline, and now we're going to go over to the next slide. We'll hear from Rajan.
Planting Wisdom, The Love of Gardening is a Seed Once Sowed That Never Dies by Gertrude Jacko.
At the heart of Montclair Community Farms is our coalition, partners, staff, and volunteers, community, and youth. What makes Montclair Community truly special is our coalition, who each come from different aspects of our community and donate their in-kind support. For example, the Montclair History Center, who you see first listed, donates in-kind support by giving us land that we're actually able to grow on. Rutgers 4-H is one of our fiscal sponsors. Home Corps is another equity organization in Montclair who donates another plot of land to us. Montclair State supports our grant writing efforts, along with the county, the health department, who donates our truck, which we use to actually transport our mobile farm stand. AmeriCorps is a more recent partner, and they also support us by hiring amazing interns like Bridget and Raphael here. And we also have an amazing partner, Payne Tech High School, who supports us by providing us with amazing students who are interested in urban agriculture and learning more about food systems work. Our team at Montclair Community Farm is very, very small, and like Sister Ann said, very mighty. We are a team of 4 key staff. My name is Lana, and I'm the farm director. We have Maya Mitchell, who joined us last year. She's our education director with a background in early childhood education. Satoni is our farm manager, who also joined us last year. And Maya is also one of our environmental educators who joined us last year as well. So we've seen tremendous growth over the last 2 years. As you guys can see, we went from 1 employee to 4, and we're happy that we're growing. As mentioned, my name is Lana, Mustafa, and I'm the farm director. I'm a Palestinian American mom, earth steward, beekeeper, chicken keeper, everything you can possibly imagine. I started my early gardening career as a child, just curious about the germination project. Had a garden ever since growing up, no matter where I was hands in the soil. When I moved to Clifton, I had babies pretty young, and I wanted to really share my passion with the earth and gardening and growing my own food. So I started a small urban homestead in Clifton, which turned into a passion for food systems work. And I actually joined Montclair Community Farms as a part-time farm manager in 2018, and have been dedicated to the mission and seeing the organization grow through my passion and curiosity and love of community.
Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's well. My name is Satoni Zaccaro. My pronouns are she, her. I'm currently the farm manager at MCF just this past year. I manage the operations of our crop production, while also engaging the youth volunteers and interns. I have a background in sustainability science and early childhood education. As an Asian American, I find it very important to create the space to grow culturally relevant crops. I found this work, particularly in urban agriculture, to be important, as we are one of the first connections that youth have to agriculture and our food systems. Growing up in an urban area, there was little control over what's available at affordable costs. So I wanted to empower myself and others to grow what is relevant to them and their families. And in my position, I really strive to cultivate respect, gratitude, and love for where our food comes from, the people growing it, and then the complex ecosystems that all play a role in growing our own food.
Hi, I'm Raphael. I'm an illustration major at MSU. I joined the Montclair Community Farms during the summer of the pandemic and returned in 2022 under AmeriCorps. My first summer here, I literally just stumbled upon the farm, and that was a very wonderful place. I wanted to engage with it more and apply my support to it. And through that first summer, I've learned so much from Lana and the other team members. My second year, when I became an AmeriCorps member, I learned also how to apply leadership to this type of environment, this type of role, along with how to support the community in many other ways than one might suspect. Sorry about that. So yeah, seen by a cold dew by every single plant I've grown. My only friends are the plants that I've grown. Sadly, all of them are in hibernation because it's the winter. So
Hi, everyone. My name is Bridget, and as I said before, I work here at the farm through AmeriCorps. I always enjoyed being outdoors, but I never had the chance to actually grow outside in the garden. I actually have a background in nutrition food science with a minor in public health. I am very grateful to have this opportunity to serve here at Montclair Community Farms. Not only do I get to become connected to the environment around me, but I also get to be part of something amazing like this team. And we work very hard to bring healthy access food to those in low access communities. The experience I've had so far here has opened a lot of doors for me by building a connection with the staff, other organizations, and our seniors.
Hi, I'm Rajan Edwards, and I am a bio major on my second year in college. I joined the program my senior year of high school when my high school teacher, animal science agriculture teacher, suggested to me. I was actually putting agriculture as a mistake because I am not like an outdoors person, but I became one when I joined Montclair Community Farms. And I was like really hesitant at first, but I came from a small island where sustainable food is easily accessed, and coming to America, it wasn't. So this was like a way for me to be part of something bigger and give that to people in surrounding areas like me.
Christian, you're up.
Morning. My name is Christian. I'm a farmer here at Montclair Community Farms. I was recently introduced to this program last year.
Christian, you're
I
cutting
went
up.
to
Christian, you're cutting up.
4-H agriculture summit, which led to me meeting Lana. And from there on out, from school, I got to know the community agriculture, and that's when really
Yeah, sorry, Christian, we can't really hear you. I think he may have also dropped. Okay, so we lost Christian, but Christian is one of our high school farmpreneurs who I met at a agricultural conference and introduced him to the program, where he then joined, and we're excited to have him back for a second year in 2023. Bridget, next person.
Hello, my name is Athena Santos. I'm a farmpreneur at Montclair Community Farms. I wasn't really that much interested in agriculture and growing food until during the pandemic and quarantine, where my mom started growing food. So I decided to help her, and she actually introduced me to Montclair Community Farms Farmpreneur program. So I was like, I took the opportunity to join it. And I don't regret that decision, because I've learned so much in growing own food and the importance of it, and learning about different food systems. So that's one of the major things, like one of the major takeaways that I took from being at Montclair Community Farms. And I highly recommend other people should do it. It's just a really great learning experience and being close to community.
Good morning, everyone. Hope you all are well. My name is Adra Bakito, and I am a food systems professional and a student at the University of North Carolina, Kenan-Flagler. I've been all within the food systems sector, from a private chef to now an urban grower. And in my studies as an MBA student, I am focused in sustainable agriculture. My passion is really about making food attainable, accessible, and affordable. And this is all seen throughout my academic and professional career. I'm more particularly interested in urban agriculture because I have been raised in an urban and metropolitan area. And although fresh food was accessible to me through farmers markets, my peers and just people I grew up with did not have that same privilege. So now my mission is to make sure that everyone has access to nutritional food regardless of their socioeconomic status.
Our mission at Montclair Community Farms is to serve as a local hands-on resource that engages and educates the community through urban farming, affordable food access, and healthy living. Because we're such a small and diverse team, we have a lot of flexibility as far as what we can actually do within our community. For example, in the height of the pandemic, when people weren't able to go out and actually pick up food, we teamed up with a local food pantry and offered food boxes with recipes and ideas for families to cook together. And in 2022, we were asked again to partner with another food pantry to offer a fresh produce box, which we actually did four times this summer and served 600 families. In addition to our online education, our greenhouse operation, and our 2 farm locations, we pretty much try to be wherever our community needs us to be.
So I'll talk about our first site, which is located on Orange Road, right behind the Montclair History Center. This is our main site where we use every inch of the land to grow and educate the community. We hold events here such as birthday parties and our Friday on the farm. We have 3 compost bins here at the farm, and they are open to the public all year round. During June to November, the CSA nonprofit organization provides organic produce from local farms in New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania. People in the community sign up and pay the farmers ahead of time for their seasonal boxes of produce. And our MCF team usually lends the CSA a hand to set up their station in return for a box of produce and fruit to sell at our farm stand for our seniors.
Here at the farm, we have a lot of garden beds that we take care of. We grow a lot of different types of vegetables and herbs, such as squash, zucchini, tomatoes, cabbage, garlic. Basically, all of those we have, including herbs, are thyme, lavender, sage, basil, and much more. And taking care of these garden beds take a lot of maintenance and care. So we all have different stations of which beds we take care of with another member. So it would be like 2 and 2 taking care of certain amount of beds. And we also take turns like watering them, cleaning out the beds, making sure the weeds and everything are out of it. And basically that's it for taking care of our beds.
Here at the farm, we also have our outdoor classrooms, like I mentioned before. So our organization leads many educational programs for all ages, such as Sprouts and Sweet Peas. We also have family story time, farm camp, and farm school on the farm. For our offsite after school programs, we have the educational sessions in Munaki and junior gardeners. Our outdoor education has played an important part for children to interact with nature as well with each other. During COVID-19, many children had limited access to the outdoors and not enough experience in social engagement or critical thinking and exploration, which is what we provide for our educational programs. So we always begin our outdoor classes with the students exploring the gardens.
So here at our main site, we have 2 beehives that are producing the wonderful honey that we sell on our mobile farm stand. These beehives are monitored by our staff and interns, which have provided honey to our local communities. These bees have been helping us pollinate our garden and increase more of our vegetable production. We have established the chicken coop in 2013. However, that's not the best part. 10 hens have been established in their new home, especially when having baby chicks every spring. These chickens are a major attraction on the farm. Kids love to visit them regularly. Many kids have not held a chicken before visiting us, and they really enjoy holding them. Our girls are raised by the hand and are used to people picking them up. We also have chicken that laid cool colored egg, like Easter eggs, and that really makes the kid curious to learn more.
Every Friday, we usually hold a mobile farm stand from around early summer to the end of October, where we mainly go to 2 locations, mostly in our 4th ward of Montclair, which is known as our food desert in the town, where there's barely any grocery stores in the area or a walking distance where residents would have to take a trip on a bus or through a car to get to the closest grocery store, and even the closest one is not cheap for Montclair. Our mobile farm stand brings organic, locally grown, and affordable produce right to people's doors. Garden gleaning partnerships to support demand. Current locations include several senior house centers, local farmers markets, and other events. We accept various forms of payments, including SNAP benefits and senior vouchers. Our second site at Miller Street is also in the 4th ward of Montclair. It's where we primarily grow a single selection of plant and bulk compared to our main location, which has more variety. We mainly focus on tomatoes, peppers, eggplants, and beets. Let's see. We use new market gardener style beds. We have a beehive there, 3 compost bin, and a working irrigation system.
So every year we partner with our local community organization, Van Fleck House and Gardens. We end up utilizing their greenhouse space to grow our own seedlings. During these colder months, we run greenhouse programs that engage youth and seniors in order to grow our seedlings and for them to have time in the greenhouse. During that time, we start our first step in understanding seed to sale, which is part of our entrepreneur programs, and what it takes to grow the thousands of pounds of foods that we do every year. We work with interns and volunteers to grow the thousands of seedlings that we then use for our farm annual plant sale, and to also donate to other community organizations that are also working in community garden, agriculture, trying to feed our local communities.
Lana, you're on mute.
Thank you, Bridget. It has to happen, right? As you guys can see, we are a very small but mighty organization. We rely heavily on our staff, our interns, our volunteers, and community partnerships within Essex County. In 2022, we were able to reach 53 farmers markets and offer our organic produce to communities in need. We were able to serve 569 plus people. We've had over 70 SNAP transactions on our mobile farm stand. We've also teamed up with another partner organization to offer 50 seniors with produce vouchers that they're then able to use on our mobile farm stand and across Essex County at other farmers markets. We've also grown and gleaned over 4,000 pounds of produce, which we were able to offer on our mobile farm stand at a very affordable and low price.
So this year we began at the farm family story time, and we have held more sessions than ever at Munaki Garden Club. As for this past summer, Farm Camp gained partnership with Montclair History Museum, having Maya as administrator and Mora as our as our educator and director. There have been new university and preschool class field trips here on the farm. We're very passionate about supporting the children's learning and growth through our outdoor educational program around the garden, environmental awareness, sustainability, and nutrition, which we have all year round. Our children plant and care for vegetable gardens, practice chicken keeping, and more. And our hands-on, fun, engaging projects on children's innate skills and foster an appreciation for everyday creativity and nature. And this year, well, in 2022, we actually educated over 800 children.
Thanks, Bridget. In 2020, Montclair Community Farms Coalition was awarded a 3-year U.S. Department of Agriculture Local Farmers Market Promotion Program grant, which was pretty huge for a really small organization like ours. This grant actually put me at full-time and also allowed us as an organization to kind of expand our reach and come up with creative ideas to sustain our organization. The goal is to stimulate demand for local, small, organic grains through the sale of value-added products, and as a result, strengthen the local food system and improve income and economic opportunities for NJ farmers and youth entrepreneurs. Through this program, participants are led through a hands-on, in-person, immersive program where they will grow, create, and sell their own food products from seed to sale and expand the market for local organic grains.
Culinary skills. For culinary skills, we also create value-added products, and most of them we were in the kitchen to make. I have also no experience in that, but the transition to making those value-added products and actually selling it, being in the kitchen making it, was very easy and very fun. And I learned like a lot of stuff, like how to make granola, and it tasted really good. So that was a good experience to have.
So typically as our growing season starts, we end up having our entrepreneur programs like the Farmpreneurs. So every season, our high school interns learn what it means to create a business model from seed to sale using the TREPS curriculum. They get to visit other farms, local businesses, meet artisans, and learn about our food systems. During this time, they decide how to create a value-added product, how to market it, engage the community, and then present their products to sell. So with this program, they're able to explore different career pathways within agriculture and also our food systems.
During the experience at Montclair Community Farms as a farmpreneur, we spent many months getting hands-on experience in farming, taking care of different beds and other responsibilities. On top of getting hands-on learning, we spent taking time using what we grew to make value-added products like granola, oats, honey, and making pasta. We had over 1,500 hours plus of hands-on learning, and we got over $12,000 in wages. We created 89 value products and sold them, and we had 65 jars of honey.
A recap of what Montclair Community Farms had in store for us farmpreneurs was hands-on experience. We also visited other like organic farms in New Jersey where we could actually see from other point of views like cultural relevant crops or other type of products that the other farms have. And also we also tend to bees and chickens.
Specifically, urban agriculture is extremely important to us. Urban agriculture allows for the development of a variety of environmental, economic, and social benefits to surrounding communities. 55% of people in the United States live in urban areas, and it's increasing rapidly. Urban agriculture minimizes carbon footprint and also the carbon footprint of mass-produced produce. It preserves green space in cities, providing places for neighbors to come together, strengthen bonds, and build community. And even more important, it offers critical opportunities for youth leadership, like you see here at Montclair Community Farms, intergenerational collaboration, and cross-cultural learning. So here at Montclair Community Farms, we use small grains, and it's very important for us to support our small grain farmers here in the Northeast. Farmers generally face land constraints in the Northeast, and because of that, we need to be able to support these farmers and provide them the support of economic and just social support as well. These particular small grains are organic, and they are generally healthier and better. You can see here that the organic full grain has a bran, a germ, and an endosperm. And the bran generally protects the seed, and it contains all of the fiber and essential minerals and vitamins. The germ also provides nourishment of the seed, which also has the phytochemicals, B vitamins, and other minerals. Now, there's other forms of farming, such as industrial farming, that tends to use grains that remove the bran and the germ of the grain. That only leaves the endosperm. When you remove these two essential parts of the grain, it reduces the nutritional value and the overall integrity of the seed. Although there are some benefits to refining the grain as a whole, such as shelf stability, you also remove the fiber and minerals, which is why here at Montclair Community Farms, we use the whole grain.
So with this small grain movement, we actually partner with a New Jersey local grain organization called River Valley Community Grains in order to support and enrich our local economy, as well as support the work that they do in rebuilding the land and soil that they're on. Our staff and interns get to visit them as a grower, miller, and maker to use their grains to create our own value-added products that obviously our farmpreneurs make and that they then use to sell. So it ends up being a great opportunity to boost our local economy, agritourism, while also introducing our youth to what to what is offered around us locally. They can see where their grain is sourced and the sustainable practices that are being used.
So our value-added products are basically a change of what it was from its original state. We had made well, I think it was like cucamelons that were like with a sour bit taste as well. But also it had like a really restricted value in by its original state.
Here at Community Farms, what we learned was that we learned all about the sustainability of farming. And for entrepreneurship, we learned that teamwork, value of organic products, how to be a part of the market, and also how to be an ally. And then for field trips that we took during our time as a farmpreneur, and also for the interns, we learned that like our trips showed us how important farming is to our food system, and also how to become more a part of our environment and learning more about agriculture in the United States.
And now we're going to show you a little video that we made over the summer.
Bridget, I think
Whatever happened to predictability? Milkman, the paperboy, evening TV. Yes, your old familiar friends there. We're just around the bend. Everywhere you look, there's a heart, a hand to hold on to. Everywhere you look, there's a face, somebody who needs you. Everywhere you look, when you're lost out there and you're all alone, light is waiting to carry you home. Everywhere you look, everywhere you look. Dibbidi-bop-ba.
And now we have some time for questions.
thank you all so much for joining our presentation and listening to all of our amazing staff, interns, and volunteers share some of the work that we've done this summer. If anybody has any questions for us, we are all ears and hope that we can answer to the best of our abilities.
Lana, we do have a question in the room.
Awesome.
We have two questions in the room.
Okay, I wanted to know where you grew your grapes. If you could say a little more about how you grew them, which grapes you grew, and how much you grew, and who was involved with it. So I did have degrees, but it would be so amazing to learn a little bit more about what the details of that. Thank you.
Could you hear the question, you all?
I heard a partial question. Do you mind repeating it since you're closer to the mic?
Would you come a little closer, please? Thank you.
Where should I come? Where's the mic?
It's right here.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
All right. So thank you guys for the amazing work that you guys are doing down there on Montclair Farm. And I was just wondering if you could give me a little bit more or give us a little bit more information about your grain production, because I think that's quite unusual for an urban farm. Where are you growing it? How much are you growing? What kinds of grains are you growing? What are some of your methods? Or I may have misunderstood. It may just be that you get the grains from other farmers. That are growing it.
Yeah, actually
Fair?
that's actually correct. So in our first year of this project, we actually did attempt to grow a small patch of red wheat berries. That was very experimental, and obviously for grains and for value added products, we would need a whole lot of land for that. One of our partners on this grant is actually River Valley Community Grains, and their mission and focus is strengthening economic and social relations of organic grain farmers. So the folks at River Valley actually go out and speak to great conventional grain farmers, talk about the economic feasibility of conventional versus organic, and have been working on helping conventional farmers switch over to growing organic. They've also been working on establishing an actual market. So what they do as an organization is connect with organic grain farmers, buy their products, make things, connect their flours and grains to millers, and introduce them to, you know, great organic grains, and kind of strengthen the movement outward. So we're just one small kind of leg of this movement. Our whole thing is buying the grains from River Valley, supporting them in their work, spreading the mission of their work, and also teaching our youth.
All right.
Thank you.
So we actually don't grow the grains, basically. It would be really cool to do that if we had
Yeah.
a couple acres. Our garden operations are actually under 10,000 square feet. So we are basically 2 urban lots in Montclair, and mostly focused on vegetable production, and then outsource the organic growing to other farmers who are experts at that.
All right. Thank you for that. We had another question in the room. And folks, as you're asking questions, I ask if you can speak up a little bit.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay,
can
just
hear
wanted to
you.
make sure. I just had a question with the farmpreneur program and the $12,000 in wages figure that you guys had mentioned.
Mhm.
Did that mean that like those engaged in that program earned $12,000 that was then like paid out to them, or was that just like the value of the program and what it like generated?
The wages are actually what our group of farmpreneurs were paid out over the course of working with us. So we are able to partner with other summer youth employment organizations and get our kids enrolled to actually be compensated and paid a pretty decent hourly wage. And those who don't qualify for the program are then stipend through the USDA grant. So we really try to value everyone's time at the farm and incentivize our youth to actually engage in our programs by paying them for their time, which we found is very, very important.
Yeah, so thank you. Appreciate it.
Any additional questions from the room? Yes, sir.
Can y'all hear me all right?
Bridget, yeah, yes, we can hear you. Bridget, can you end screen share? Thank you.
I just want to say, first of all, thank you guys. Awesome presentation. And it's really cool. 89 value-added products is incredible. And well done on those too. Yeah, I grew up grain in Massachusetts, and I tried to involve community whenever possible. And yeah, I guess I'm most curious about like your community and what folks are like interested in, and yeah, like not so much the volunteers and everybody that's getting to work with the food, but more so the consumer and the just passerby.
Mm-hmm.
What catches their attention.
Would anybody from our team like to talk about that? I would also recommend you look up River Valley Community Greens as you're a grain farmer. Would anybody like to answer the question? What's our most popular item on the farm stand? What are people interested in?
I can answer that. So I know we have a lot of repeat customers for our granola and our oats as well. I will say like kind of like the wheat berries, the spelt flour, things that aren't typically seen in grocery stores tend to, I think, scare a lot of the consumers. If they don't know what to do with it, they tend not to buy it. They might get it to experiment with it, but our really popular ones that people always ask for are our oats and granola.
This summer, we actually also, in year 2, we experimented in making an einkorn pasta, which was pretty delicious. We experimented with different ratios and ended up with 50-50 semolina einkorn ratio, which was super, super tasty. We did run into a couple of different issues though as a value-added product, one being its shelf stability and also getting it to markets over the summer. So in May and June, it was pretty easy to do, but once July rolled around, it was really hard to kind of keep that pasta fresh. We also weren't able to actually dry it and get it to be shelf stable. So we had to kind of pack it, make it fresh, pack it the next day, keep it over ice. But that was super, super tasty. And we sold a ton of einkorn pasta. It was very easy to make as well.
That's awesome.
Mhm. I think we've also heard of some great success with other businesses making einkorn crackers. That seems to be super doing really good with River Valley. I know it's very, very popular. They're also teaming up and working with another organization who works with disabled adults and teaches them how to make the crackers and then offers that as a value-added product. So there's a lot of possibility in value-added making. You just need to be kind of creative and be a forward thinker, or at least work with people who are creative and forward thinking and good in the kitchen.
Thank you. That's wonderful. Any more questions from the room? I do have one question from online if there's no one else live with us in the room.
Sure.
Okay. So this question is concerning mushrooms. If you're, he wants to know if you're doing anything with mushroom farming.
That's actually a great question. We have talked about getting into mushroom farming as an organization. We just don't have the capacity at the moment. So Tony and I and a few others are very curious about mushroom. We do a lot of foraging and exploration and dissecting. We actually had a workshop over the summer where we had a presenter come in and help us make our own little oyster farm, which I think we all contaminated in one way or another. We don't actually have any mushroom production going on at the farm besides, you know, our own genuine curiosity. I think in one of our slides, I had a picture of like a wine cap mushroom. I didn't know what it was at the moment, but later in the season, I discovered it was a wine cap. Mushrooms are awesome.
I do want to add also, we have actually been working with another local mushroom farm. We are experimenting. We experimented this past year. We're trying to kind of reuse their spent mushroom blocks. So what we do is we grab their mushroom compost, which means just once they're done harvesting the mushrooms that first round, we take them, and we've actually kept them on the farm to kind of see if they'll still grow and produce more mushrooms, which they have. So it's definitely something that we're experimenting with. So if you guys are ever interested in that as well and want to kind of cut costs, you can find like a local mushroom farm and ask them for their spent bricks.
Thank you. Yes, we have another question in the room. Thank you for that.
Hi, you guys are really cool. My mother is actually from Clifton and Patterson, New Jersey, so.
Oh, cool. We're from Clifton. Hey.
Yeah, I think it's really cool what you guys are doing. You guys do a lot of work with kids, and I was kind of wondering, does your program incorporate their parents or their grown-ups or guardians in any way? Like, is there any type of like family learning experiences that you guys have or are thinking of doing?
Bridget, you want to go for this one?
So a lot of times we do have like our family story time. The parents do come and join us. We also have our chicken club. So families with their children will go and they have like a scheduled date of when to tend to the chickens. It's also free to the public. So a lot of times mothers will come with their little kids, their little toddlers to see the chickens, pick up the eggs and collect them, put them in the fridge.
Okay. Any other questions from the room? I have a question, but I wanted to make sure we had everyone in the room and online. No additional questions? While you all are thinking, I want to add this in the mix. Your mobile market or your mobile farm stand, which I think is quite cute. That's something we might try to institute with our garden in Springfield. How do you market that? How do you get people to come out? I know you have repeat customers, but what's your way of advertising for that?
That's a really great question, Sister Anna. I think what's made our mobile farm stand truly popular is consistency and an overall just like joyful experience shopping at the market. over the last 4 years, we've really offered consistency coming to our senior centers every Friday, building up, by word of mouth, just like one-on-one experiences. People know our names, they know what we have to offer. There's a lot of literal community engagement with our youth. The seniors absolutely love when we bring our youth to the mobile farm stand. It's almost every single time we're out, there's like someone taking pictures of our youth or with our produce. As far as our market, I think what we've been able to leverage is our community partnerships. So we definitely have leaned on other community organizations who we might glean off of, and they share our flyers. AmeriCorps, who supports us by giving us interns, also shares our flyers. We have our mobile calendar, our mobile farm stand calendar on our website. We share it on our Instagram, on our Facebook. And we also have like a bulletin board out front, right in front of the farm, with all of our markets that we're scheduled with. So we try to just be out in the community as much as possible. And as you mentioned, our farm stand is very cute and hard to miss. So pretty much everyone knows it. We even walk down like the 4th of July Day parade in our mobile farm stand and our overalls, and we throw candy instead of vegetables, of course, but just that one day.
All right, thank you for that. Any additional questions from the room and online? Sure, correct. Step right up. Just your project.
To your chicks?
Say that one more time.
What happens to the chicks?
Oh, so we actually have our chicken coop located on the farm. It's a very sturdy and well-protected structure. So we haven't had any losses over the last couple of years. It's fully fortified. Over the winter, our chicks pretty much grow over the spring and summer. They mature, they are incorporated into our flock. If they're roosters, we rehome them to a sanctuary or a local butcher, depending on who our interns are and their level of compassion. And then over the winter, we have Chicken Club and our amazing team here pop in on a daily basis, making sure they have food, water, and their eggs are being collected.
Good question. Any other questions from the room? I'm going to throw in another question as it relates to crops that are culturally appropriate. How do you address that, particularly in the community? How are you making sure that you're getting produce and even grains, but produce that people are familiar with, whether it's the ají dulce pepper or calabaza? How do you weave that in?
So Tony, do you want to go? Ajwa, anybody?
Yeah. So from my own personal experience, what we've done over the past few years is basically what they ask us of, like if they're like, oh, do you have this specific even variety of beet or this specific type of crop? We really do keep that in mind and we make note of it so that we can actually offer it next year. And then just amongst ourselves, we ask our interns and our volunteers and farmpreneurs to actually like write a report of what they would love to see and what's culturally relevant to them, as well as myself and Lana. And depending on what they say, we'll try to incorporate. We'll see if it's appropriate for our climate, if it's doable on our size, and then we'll start offering those. So this year, personally, I'm like, I want to incorporate more Japanese crops. So that's something that I'm working on. We're incorporating a lot more Palestinian crops for Lana. We have some more, I think, Peruvian crops. So it's really what people ask us for. We are looking to, what's the word? Just go out to the community survey. We're looking to go survey and see what people are actually looking for that's not available to them, either close by or affordable wise. So yeah, that's what we're doing right now.
I just want to chime in and also add that we really do listen to our clients and what they ask for. As we mentioned, we serve a lot of senior housing centers. And one thing that I picked up on very early on in my experience as farm manager was that a lot of times seniors would put things down if they were too big. They would feel that they're being more wasteful by purchasing, you know, a rather large eggplant or a rather large head of lettuce or any type of squash. Over the last few years, we've really tried to narrow down our crop selection for smaller versions of whatever variety we were growing. For example, if we were growing heads of lettuce, we stuck to Salanova. When we were looking at our squashes, for example, like delicata squash sometimes can be, you know, much larger serving for one person. It takes a lot of effort for the seniors to cook such a large batch. So we started offering mini varieties of things and really keep that in mind.
Thank you for that. Yes, sir.
I'm curious about kitchen space. Do you always use certified kitchen spaces, or have you had success in your community using, creating value-added products, or I guess doing workshops in non-certified kitchens?
That's a really great question. I'll start by saying that we are on Montclair History Center land. So one of our coalition partners is the Montclair History Center. They do have a kitchen on campus or on our property. Rather, over the last few years, it wasn't actually inspected and approved. We got that approved this summer, but it's rather small. So we've only done like in-house workshops. We haven't really cooked in bulk. Rajan and Christian, do you guys want to share a little bit more about Payne Tech and our partnership, given that that's your high school, and how we partner with them using the kitchen and why? Putting you guys on the spot.
Yeah, actually. I think Kristen knows more about this because he's actually in the CTE culinary. So Kristen.
So
Christian?
our partnership with my high school and in a different high school in West Caldwell Tech. So our partnership with them has led with us actually selling around, I think, how much of a variety of pies that we sold for Urban Ag?
Over 100, but rather, I think the question is mostly like our usage of the kitchen through the partnership. So talk about why we go to your school to make value-added products as opposed to going to like the History Center kitchen, Christian.
We go down to the to our school to mainly do the value-added product is because we have more equipment that we could actually use for we can actually make. One way is that we use a baking sheet tray for actually making the granola, and also we also, I think, we also use pasta machines that were over there, and that's mainly about it.
Just to follow up and add a few more details. So our partnership with the technical high school actually allow us to use their industrial sized kitchens for value adding, which is tremendous and super important, especially when we're making things in bulk and testing recipes out. It's a fully equipped kitchen. It's fully certified. The kids have their aprons, their hairnets, their gloves, and pretty much every cooking instrument that you can possibly imagine. It's been tremendous for us, especially as a small organization. There's no way that we were able to fund a kitchen like that. So that partnership has been instrumental in us making value-added products. And lots of high schools are actually very interested in teaming up with organizations like ours and bringing in teachers, instructors, and utilizing the spaces. A lot of times these spaces are underutilized. So any opportunity for people like us, organizations like us, to kind of engage the students with like creative thinking, new ideas, new projects has been truly welcome. We actually partner with 3 high schools and use their kitchens.
Good question. Good question.
Yeah, that's a great question. It's a lot of moving parts to do the things that we're doing. It's very complex and hard to truly capture on 35 slides. It's a lot of planning and organizing, and truly what strengthens us are our community partnerships and our amazing volunteers and staff and interns. But it's a community. That's what farming is all about, building community.
That's right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Any additional questions out there? I know the juices are flowing.
These are great questions, guys. Keep them coming.
All right. The high schools that you're working with, how do you establish those partnerships?
Typically, it starts with an introduction to either a culinary arts teacher, a science teacher, a counselor. I think some of our beginning inroads started when we got the grant and we started reaching out to schools who were offering career training in culinary arts or animal science, as Rajan mentioned, or biology. Let them know, like, hey, we have this amazing program for youth. It's a stipend position, and we know how hard it is for youth under 16 to actually find summer employment that's actually paying them. It's a great opportunity to expose them to careers in agriculture, culinary arts, and even entrepreneurship. That usually gets them excited and eager. It's a very easy lift on their part, where all they really have to do is, either invite one of our staff to come and introduce the program to students, or simply share the application online. So it's very, very easy to, communicate and reach out to schools. And they absolutely love it. We have not been turned down, not once, or shown like no interest from schools or educators. Most of the educators that we work with actually go above and beyond and continue reaching out to us every single year. As soon as the program ends, September rolls around and they're like, hey, when can we like start talking to your students about farmpreneurs? Like early on in September and October, I was getting emails from different high schools asking to schedule us.
Thank you.
If you build it, they will come.
That's right. That's a good way. It's a good way.
Yeah.
Yes, one more question. Go right ahead.
I know that you've mentioned doing work with like the younger age of like kindergarten up to second grade, and then with the high school, do you do any work with middle grades, kind of like the 10 to 13, 14 age? What's that like?
That's a good question. That has actually been one of our least targeted and hardest to engage age group. And if we're being completely honest, like our K-2, K-5 programs have no problem filling up. Our high school kids, of course, same thing. As far as the middle school age group, as of right now, we've mostly gotten engagement in our chicken club. That's usually the group, and then they transition either into farmpreneurs or internships or things like that. The middle schoolers have been a lot harder to reach. I have a middle schooler myself, and they are just like in their own world. I'm like, hey, remember me? But that's definitely an area where we're thinking about working on and with. And actually, one of the conversations that we've been having is, what do we do after this USDA grant actually ends? How could we continue this amazing model of youth entrepreneurship in agriculture? And we've discussed offering this program to middle school kids as a substitute for high school kids, and offering it also as a possible paid program, like a paid training.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
So if there are no additional questions from the floor or from online, Lana and crew, are there any closing comments, anything else you would like us to know about your wonderful program?
Anyone want to jump in and say any closing remarks? No? I guess that's it for us. Thank you all so much for attending this session. I hope that it was inspiring and informative. I want to thank my amazing team of volunteers, interns, and our farm manager, Satoni, for working so hard on this presentation and for waking up so early on a Saturday to make this presentation possible. We really can't do any of the things that we've done in our community without the support of these amazing and inspiring young people. So I'm super grateful to them. I'm grateful for everybody who chose to visit and learn from our session. And if anyone has any questions or comments, I believe the last and final slide, which we're not sharing, has our contact information. But for those who are interested in following our work, you can definitely find us on Instagram and Facebook at Montclair Community Farms. And our website is also montclaircommunityfarms.org. We'd love to be in touch and share some of the things that we're doing in our community with you all. And thank you for organizing, Sister Anna, such a wonderful conference. This has been tremendous and very valuable.